Hey folks, welcome back. So for this video, I'm going to discuss how to choose strikes. So when you want to buy or sell to open a position, buy to open or sell to open a position, this is how I personally would choose strikes, right? So um, firstly, when buying options, we are interested in low implied volatility. We must have low implied volatility to give us a much higher probability of success, right? And I always talk about probabilities a lot because that's very important to understand. And if you can make your trade have a high probability of success, there's a good chance that you're going to continuously make money, right? Okay, so first off, when buying options, I guess the first thing you need to ask yourself is how much can you spend, right? And I think it's important to understand that when I teach people how to trade and how to correctly size a position, I always say 2.5 to 5% of your portfolio at any one time, and no more than 50% in the market at any one time. Now, if you've got a small portfolio, you're probably going to have to go 10 or 15%, maybe even 20% to start out. All right. So, uh, with that being said, let's say that you've got enough money for this particular stock that I've got pulled up, which is Fastly. Now you've got your account. Let's say you've got a $5,000 account, or $10,000 account. So this is very easy to afford, right? Now, the first thing that I look for as far as the option chain, if let's say I'm buying a call here, the first thing I'm going to look for is where is the open interest, right? Because open interest, again, I've explained this on my previous video about options basics. And open interest is very important to have so that you can get in and out of that position easily or relatively easily. All right, now in this scenario, I would choose this strike of 75 because it's got plenty of OI, and everything prior to that is pretty much trash, right? And I always recommend trying to get as close to at the money as you can afford and that has good open interest, right? So with that being said, this is where we are looking at. This is going to be the strike that's best for this play. All right, if I'm bullish and I want to buy a call, this is going to be the one, right? Another thing you got to pay attention to, as I've also previously mentioned in one of my other videos, is the bid-ask spread. Right. So let's say that this has got 3,000 OI, but if this spread was really wide, then that would tell you that there's too many buyers or sellers. Right. You need them to be relatively a 1-to-1 ratio because that makes it, again, much easier to get in and out of that position. Right. Now, uh, as far as Greeks go, Um, it depends on the person, right? It depends on their strategy. And for me personally, I don't necessarily really bother with Greeks. I understand them. I know how they work. And I've also made a video on that. So if you're interested in learning specifically about Greeks and how they affect the contract pricing and in the option chain, that's a really great video to check out, right? So I've had somebody ask me, or people ask me before, what's the difference between open interest and volume, right? Well, open interest, again, is the amount of open contracts that are currently there on that strike or that are currently in the market, right? Now, as far as volume goes, so let me just add volume in here real quick so you can see. Okay, so I got volume right here. And volume on this particular strike of the 75 is showing 304. What that means is on Friday, today's Saturday, so the last trading day, which was Friday, 304 people exited their position or exited that $75 strike, right? So again, the difference is current and open contracts for OI or open interest, the amount of people, and as far as volume goes, the amount of people that exited their position today, right? And there's no way to tell whether or not it's somebody that bought to open a position or sold to open a position. All you know is there's somebody that exited that strike today, right? So hopefully that helps you all understand how um, how to choose strikes. And I think it's pretty basic. This can get a lot more complex depending upon the strategies that you're utilizing. But in simplistic terms, this is probably as generalized and informative I believe that I can get without really going too deep and getting confusing, right? So again, as always, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to reach out, join the live Q&As or lectures. Support members are always available to help anybody with questions, and hope to see you guys again soon.